G'day and welcome to A Down Under Yarn. This is episode number 51. Next week will be the podiversary. Today is Wednesday, the 18th of December 2013, a week until Christmas Day. You are coming from inside my lounge room this evening because it's 8:15 in the evening and the light is much better in here. I've actually put up a light in front of me, so can't see anything myself, but hopefully you can all see something. I also have Jasper over there in the background. He's on his laptop. Yeah. But he didn't want to move. He said he didn't mind his feet being in my podcast. This is take two. Take one, Ninja came and barked and the cats came behind me and they hissed and she kicked the table that the laptop's on and all sorts of stuff. So hopefully this works a lot better. Anyway, welcome to new viewers. Welcome to people who are returning as well. Great that we can spend some time together. I thought quickly, firstly, I'll probably do Administratia first this week. Next week I won't be recording on Christmas Day, I don't think. I will be recording probably on Boxing Day. So this is sort of going to be my holiday episode. Mimmel was meant to be working on Christmas Day, although he found out today someone else really wanted some money. And they were happy to do his, I think it was only a 6-hour shift or 4-hour shift, so they're happy to do that for him on Christmas Day. And then Imogen is working though on Christmas Day in the evening because apparently people like their McDonald's on Christmas Day. Anyway, she's happy because she's going to get extra money as well. Boxing Day, it looks like the kids are going to be going down to see their dad, so I'll have time on Boxing Day because Mimmel is working all day Boxing Day. He's doing a 12-hour shift that day, which is another public holiday, so that's why I didn't mind giving up the 4 hours on Christmas. So that's just recording schedule. There goes Max. And I've brought my sticks inside, so I've been winding skeins of yarn and I've had my sticks, so I just brought them in and I shouldn't have. I need to put them down or else I'm going to keep playing with them. Okay, so recording will be on Thursday next week, as far as I know at the moment. I can't see that changing, but still. Because the other Administratia is the CAL we've got going on until the end of the year. That is the Gunner Cal. That's the, this is the year I'm going to do something. I will get to one of my projects in a minute. So that's good. I'm quite pleased with that. And you have until the 31st of December, until next year really, to get your items in the prize thread. Now the idea of the Gunner KAL was, at the start of the year we all set goals and always say things throughout the year, I really would like to. So this is the year that if you want to get something done, this is an opportunity for you to actually get something done. So for me, it was a colourwork hat that I really wanted to get done, and also a colour affection, which is probably not going to happen. But for you, it may just be the tipping point you need if you want to craft some presents. There's been someone who's been sewing the most amazing project bags. All she wanted to do is sew project bags. And now I think she's had the impetus to get going. And now there's a couple of new project bags up every couple of days, which is really fun to see. It may be that this is the year you're going to bake a Christmas cake or something like that. You want to put that in the thread. It doesn't have to be knitting or craft fibre related, but just something that you wanted to do. So that is that. Other big news is we have got to our 250th member, who was RISA 1313. I think last look I was 254 members so in the group. So I said when we got to 250 members we were going to do a prize drawing. And I am going to do that, but it's something I'm going to announce a bit later on. Okay, so sorry to be a bit cryptic, but just thank you to everyone who's a member of the group, which is A Down Under Yarn. There's also the other group, which is Solar Flare Fibres, which is for my fibre business. So there's the two groups there. And whilst you're here, in case you don't hang around for the shop update at the end, if you have crafted something with Solar Flare Fibres, please enter it into the thread in the Solar Flare Fibres group so that you may have your name drawn out to another skein of yarn. That happens every quarter, so please remember to enter. I'm going to message some people who've and this crochet as well, some amazing projects, and remind them they need to enter their items. Ninja has always been an outside dog. This is a bit of an aside now, probably moving on to the week that was. Because Ninja's always been an outside dog, but I've also been wary that we're in cyclone season, and if a cyclone was to come, we were to go under cyclone watch or cyclone warning, we would need to bring Ninja inside. And I thought, if we're frantic with that, and I've got the cats who are sensing something's up, plus the dog then starts coming inside, everything can go haywire. So we've been letting her in bit by bit. And that led up to, the cats have always just hissed at her. Now they lie in the middle of the lounge room and look at her, and she sort of cowers back. But I think they're becoming pretty friendly. Monday night, Ninja was barking, and I could not get her to stop barking. There's Imogen walking behind. She see the shadow? That was Imogen. I don't think she wants to come and say hello. It's Pants-Free Wednesday, let's just say. So Ninja was barking, and I thought, I was having trouble getting to sleep to begin with. So I thought, okay, come on then, and we come. So Ninja came inside, which she thought was just amazing. And she jumped up on the bed next to me and was just beside herself. But she was really, really good. Last night, Monday, that was Sunday night. It was Monday night, she then came in and again was really excited. She's lying on the bed fast asleep. I think I was reading, and then Leo jumps up, one of the cats. He looks at Ninja and he looks at me as if to go, excuse me, someone's on my bed. And I said, it's okay. And he sort of waltzed around for a bit, and you could see she was asleep, and then he just jumped off. Max did the same thing about 5 minutes later. He jumped up and saw that Ninja was there and just went absolutely crazy at me. Crazy at me. He was like, what are you doing? This is changing things. Last night they seemed to get things a bit better, in that Ninja lay on the floor next to my bed and the cats were on the bed. I'm expecting tonight to have the three of them on the bed, to be honest. I can see that happening. I think they sort of don't mind each other. They can tolerate each other now anyway. The Christmas tree, I think it was up last week, but of course I haven't put any photos up or anything. Imogen decorated it this year, which I'm really pleased with. I will put a link in the show notes, but if you are on Facebook, can I ask you please to go and vote for Imogen's entry in a competition that her orthodontist is running. The patients were encouraged to create a smile, and everyone gets to vote on it, and the winning smile wins an iPad. Now, it's a tricky competition because you have to go through the orthodontist's website. I'll put a link to it. You have to like the website, and then you have to enter, and you have to click the enter button, not the like button on the entry. It's pretty complicated, but I'll put a link to it, and hopefully some people are able to go and vote for her. I think she's about 30 or 40 votes behind at the moment, but hopes to catch up, and it really would be wonderful if she could win the iPad mini. As you know, it's been a pretty rough year here, and that would be some joy that would really come for her at the end of the year. So that is that. So she got her entry ready during the week. See, I can now segue that back into the week that was. See, I'm onto it. What else? I'm trying to think. It's been a pretty quiet week. Jasper's had a couple of friends have sleepovers. Imogen's been working a little bit. She finished her work experience, and I think realised why I don't listen to commercial radio, because she said they're not the sharpest tools in the shed. But still. Anyway, so I can't think of anything else that's sort of exciting. Excuse me, I'm just stretching my leg here. I'm sitting on the floor. Anything else that's exciting or noteworthy that's happened this week, apart from the kids' report cards turning up, but I think every parent is quite pleased with the way their kids have gone at school. Of course, the kids have finished the school year, and are on school holidays. So all schools in Queensland now are on school holidays. I think Victorian schools still have this week at school. Some New South Wales schools broke up today. Different school districts have, or different states run their own school program, which is why they are breaking up at different times. So Queensland traditionally have less holidays at Easter, so they have more time now. So school holiday run around, it's been really, really busy. Plus getting ready for Christmas. I've had a lot of trouble getting ready to buy, working out what to buy this year, and still haven't come up with it. So I'm still trying to come up with ideas for some people that aren't technology related or sitting in front of a screen related. So if anyone does have any ideas for almost 13-year-old male species, please let me know. That don't involve thousands and thousands of dollars. Thanks, Ninja. Thanks, Imogen. Thanks, Max. You're protecting yourself? Good. Sorry. Anyway, I think we can now get on to the crafting. So, that's Max talking to Leo, talking to Ninja. Max. Max, come on. Come here, Max. I'm here. You're safe. Yeah, Ninja's too scared to do that. No. Right. Ninja? No. Okay. I have a finished object. I finished my Measure N Love hat. Now, I come forward there, you can see the detail that goes up the side or the front of it. I'll put it on. You can see it a bit better as well. Where is it? There. There it is. On that side. I'm sort of mirrored on here, so it's a bit, yeah. I really, really love this. It is so squishy and amazingly just squishy and soft and nice. It's also warm. I use 2 strands of fingering held together. It is the Wispy Base from Yarn vs Zombies. It's from the Downton Abbey Club, and it's called Hunting Tweed, I think, from memory. So I held the 2 of them together, and you can see there, how beautiful it is. Really looks lovely. I'm so thrilled with this. I'm also realistic though, and it's not something that I'm going to wear in the tropics. I'm really pleased that I did get to knit it, and I bought the pattern because the pattern was designed by Megan Williams, and every year Megan releases a pattern for the Women's Health Network, I think they're called, in America, in memory of her sister who died at a young age, in her 20s, from a women's health related disease. So I encourage everyone to go and buy the pattern, even if they don't think they're going to need it, because the proceeds are going to a fantastic cause. Now, I love this. I measured my head and it said I was a medium, so I knit the medium. I'm happy with the way it fits there. I think I've got a 21.5, 22 inch head. There is still actually quite a bit of room in here. I tried this before and it worked well. For instance, I can shove my hand up the side there and there's still room. So there's that. The reason I'm telling you this is because we've reached our 250th member, and I thought that one of the things I'm very grateful that I have these members in the group, that I have viewers, I have people that tune in from time to time, sometimes each week, to listen to my ramblings, and I'm going to have this as one of the prizes in the thread. So my Measure in Love hat will be up there. Next week I will also have another prize that I meant to pick out of my stash but forgot to. Yeah. So the hat will be one of the prizes. But also, so the good thing about this is it goes really flat, so it can be posted. Because I will admit I'm not the best person at getting prizes out. That's where I need a co-host who can get prizes out. I can mostly get orders out in a prompt manner, but getting prizes out is another matter. So apologies for a couple of people who are still waiting on their Yazzie bags, but I have been in touch with them. Work in progress goes back to the Gunner Cal. I have been wanting to knit the Colour Me Pretty hat by Elena Nodell. Now I actually got this as part of a giveaway. I think she had, I don't know if it was the start of last year, if it was for New Year or if it was for something else, it was pointed out by Kelly at Tangled Yarns, which is a fantastic yarn store in Brisbane. She puts out a brilliant newsletter each week. I do encourage you to sign up for it because she has amazing pattern suggestions for the yarns that she gets in each week. And she did, a couple of years, 18 months, perhaps 2 years ago now, a colour workshop. And this was the pattern that was chosen. And of course I couldn't get down for the workshop, but I was able to get the pattern and knit it up. This is where I'm up to. That's sort of the band at the bottom. It's got a rolled edge and it's got a band there, and then it goes into some more a flower motif up there. I cast this on yesterday evening. I'm behind on podcasts again. I think I've been busy and all that sort of stuff. But then last night I had this hankering. I really wanted to watch Love Actually, and it's probably my favourite Christmas film. Even though it's got heaps wrong with it and heaps that I think probably date it even 10 years later, I still like the premise of it. So I put that on instead of watching podcasts and got some of this done. So colour work watching a film, hey, can do. I'm using Bendigo Woolen Mill's Luxury 8 ply, which Max seems to think down here is a pillow. Excuse me. Got it. In 3 different colours. That is baby pink, that is leaf green, and the bottom one there, that one is lotus. So I've got the baby pink. I did that for some breast beanies. So I've had that one floating around. I need to use it up, so I figured I might as well use it for this. This is going to go to my niece. I was going to do the toddler size. However, when I casted the number of stitches, I couldn't get them going around my 17-inch needles. And I thought, bugger that, I'm not getting double points or finding another needle to magically, but I'll just do the next size up, casted some more stitches. So that's what I did. Anyway, I like the way that the pattern uses different needles to do increases and decreases as well. Not decreases, definitely increases. And I'm really enjoying that. I should have this finished next week to show you. I'm not that used to doing colour work, so it's probably not going to be the flattest colour work you will see. But I'm hoping once it's finished and blocked, it can come out fairly even. And it is a present to my niece, so for Memoir's niece. So yeah, so that is that. What else have I worked on this week? There's something else. I've worked on my socks, but I haven't got them to show you. I've been working on plans for next year. I think we all get to that stage where, you know, I look at, and that's something I'm going to cover next week, what I've achieved this year and what I haven't achieved, what I wanted to achieve and what I have not achieved, but that sort of stuff. The other thing, of course, is the swants I talked about last week. I thought it'd be really fun for me to do a dance in my swants for the podiversary. So that is going to happen next week. And I encourage anyone to donate to a charity of their choosing if they want to see me dance in my swants. I think that's about it for my knitting this week. No spinning. We did have Fibre Crafters break up on Friday. We had a Christmas party a couple of weeks ago, and then we had a break up just at the Fibre Barn last Friday, which was nice to get together with people, but I didn't get any spinning done. I was going to take my wheel along, and it's just been so hot. It's been really, really hot and sticky and muggy, and I feel like the fibre sticks to me in this sort of temperature. I am going to move on to Shop Talk now, so if you're not interested in Shop Talk, there is going to be a little Christmas song at the end. An Australian Christmas song, but not the one that everyone's expecting, I hope. Well, I don't know if anyone's going to be expecting this one. I was going to use, when I was 18, 19, I was at Trinity College in Melbourne. I was studying music down in there, and I was a choral scholar at Trinity College. And Trinity College Melbourne, the choir there, it's probably a similar premise to the choirs at Oxford and Cambridge. We got a scholarship, we got like a bursary, and we sang in the chapel twice a week. And I really, really enjoyed it, made some lasting friendships, people I still keep in touch with on Facebook. One of the things we did in my final year there, which is when I actually got married and moved away, was we recorded a CD, which was very exciting. And it's got some Christmas music on there. Most of it is far too long though to include on the podcast. And because I want to get this up tonight, and I don't have a CD burner, and I could use the kids, but I don't know. Whatever I do, I'm going to put something up at the end. Let's just say that. I haven't quite decided what yet. I've got a selection though to choose from. So we are going into the shop update. I got my tax return check late last week. It's been something I've been waiting for. tax year here ends in June, and it's taken me all this time to get everything ready. And because I only worked for half the year and they took tax out as if I was going to be working for the whole year, I got a nice return. And I've put most of that straight into the business. I'm trying to grow the business. I'm getting to America next year for the zombie apocalypse. And I really wanted to add some more bases. So I put in orders from here, from America, from England, and they're all sort of on their way. The really funny thing is that I suspect that the ones from overseas will probably get to me before the ones from within Australia do, but still. So I'm going to have some thicker bases come the new year, some DK, some worsted, and I've held off on a sport at the moment, but some DKs and some worsted. And then I figured come Easter is when I'll have some fibre. I've been dyeing up a bit of fibre here just to play around with it. Of course, solar dyeing techniques lend themselves to doing things like fibre because the water doesn't boil. So there's much less chance of it felting. But at the same time, you still have to be careful because you're mixing liquid with the wool or the fibre, and there is a chance that it could felt. Anyway, so that is coming, and that will be happening in the new year. They will be coming in the new year. I got my first newsletter out this week, and as soon as I hit send, I noticed 3 things that I should have done differently, like put obvious links to the things I was talking about. I had links there. One was obvious, but for instance, the link to the Yarn Club, the photo is linked to it, but I forgot to put text that linked to it. So yeah, the Yarn Club sign-ups are still happening. If you would like to be a member of the Solar Flare Fibres Yarn Club, which is where the rainforest meets the reef, basically yarns inspired by the area where I live, then you can sign up now through the Etsy site. If you were a member of the last club, let me know and I can invoice you because there's a slight discount for people who are carrying over. Back to the newsletter. If you haven't signed up for the newsletter list, you're just saying you might want to, because I'm already planning a newsletter to go out for New Year, which will have a nice surprise there, let's just say, if you are subscribed to the newsletter. Okay. This week's update. I have 2 yarns that are still down drying. I checked them last night and they weren't quite ready, so I left them out again today and they're perfect. They are confetti cupcake. I haven't dyed confetti cupcake for a while. That is the yellow base with sprinkles of pinks and blues and reds, which blend together to create oranges and a little bit of green in there and purples throughout as well. So I'll make sure there are photos up of that. And there's one of those in the Apollo base, which is 80% BFL, 20% nylon. The other one is in the Sol base, which is 100% 3-ply merino, 490 yards. Oh, that's the other thing this week. I've been in touch with another Australian supplier who has just started producing commercially from her farm down in Tasmania. I put a link up on Clerk last week, I think it was, but I'll put a link in the show notes here. Her name is Nan. That's my phone. Someone's sending me a message. Her name is Nan Bray, and she has a merino flock down in Tasmania, which she is doing things differently. They are superfine merino in that they average 17 micron. Now, superfine is 16 to 18 micron, most of which apparently goes into suit wool to make suits, but she is producing it for crafters. She is sending me up a couple of samples of the DK. She is totally out of the 4-ply, but I will be getting some in early next year. She has it all processed in New Zealand, but it's sustainably and ethically raised sheep. So I'm really looking forward to getting that in as well. And the thing I think that reminded me of that was the Sol base at the moment is a 3-ply merino, which is 490 yards. This is, I think, a 4-ply superfine merino, and it comes in at 550 odd yards. So it's really, really decent. It's a lofty yarn from the description of it. It's very lofty, and I will first of all see how it dyes up, see how it does feel myself, and then probably incorporate that and phase out the Sol. Because if I can get things locally, I'd much rather do that than, even if yarn is Australian yarn, but it's been flown halfway around the world and then flown back to me, I have trouble with that ethically at times. I think, anyway. Someone in China contacted me from a mill over there. I'm getting a sample set sent to me, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use them or not. But again, it's something else. I have had emails from 2 of my suppliers this week, though, that prices are going up on some bases. I'm going to wait and see how much that affects me, knowing that the Australian dollar is going down again as well. That might mean that there may have to be an increase. Australia Post had an increase in postage over the last month as well. So it's something I'm going to look at in the new year. Something I don't want to do, but it's something I might have to do. Anyway, stuff that is going up this week, the stuff that I've got here. I have another one of a kind, so I need to use up this. It's a purple one of a kind. That's fairly accurate there. It's got different shades of purple, and that is on the Apollo base. So that is a one of a kind purple. Different shades of purple throughout. So I had 2 different lots of things, so I did it differently and sectioned off bits and did this and did that. And I don't want to give away all my secrets, but that's that. Then I have a heartthrob, which is the red overdyed with black. This one doesn't actually show as much variegation as it usually does. It's got a bit crooked down there. So I'll make sure I photograph that one individually as well to put that up, because it's a little bit different to what the last one was. I have a sea glass, which is actually a bit greener than what it's showing there, a greeny sort of blue. They're all in the Apollo base. And finally I've got a new colour which looks a lot like dragon scales but is made with a different formula. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. If I'm going to have it as a one of a kind, even though I know I can reproduce. I think I'm going to name this. I'm going to name it, but I don't know what I'm going to name it yet. Okay, anyway, leave it with me. The other thing I did do, so the Christmas decoration has fallen down here. Someone has beaded a Christmas tree at some stage, which is very pretty. And obviously the cats have found it and been playing with it. I'm finding Christmas decorations all through the house at the moment, because I think the Christmas tree's up more for the cats this year than anything else. The only other dyeing I did do this week is for me. I've decided my mother and brother are exceptionally difficult people to buy for, so I decided I was going to knit them some seamless Saloma slippers. I looked at my stash and thought, Then I found I had some Bendigo Woolen Mills, they're classic, it's a light worsted weight. The thing with the classic is it's a crate construction. I got it because I was knitting squares for someone we know who got married, and we knit some squares up, and that was the yarn they chose. Something I wasn't probably going to knit with, but because of the crate construction I figured it would be hard wearing. So again, I dyed some up in the purpley mix for my mother, and then in business as usual for my brother. So I'm going to get those two, knit up some seamless Salomas for them, which they probably don't need this time in Melbourne, but they will need come the middle of the year, maybe. Anyway, it's a thought that counts. I think that's about it. So don't forget, Swants are happening next week, which is the Potiversary. There'll also be giveaways for the Potiversary. There's the giveaway for the member draw, which will go for 2 weeks, and I think that's about it. I do just want to say, wish everyone a happy Christmas, happy holiday season. I think regardless of what people celebrate at this time of year, be it Christmas or Hanukkah or any of the festivals that seem to solstice, that all the festivals that seem to happen around this time of year, I think the message is the same for a lot of them, which is love and respect. I throw respect in there as well. And I just hope that everyone has time to spend some time with their loved ones. If you can't be with your loved ones, I hope you can catch up through technology. If you can't even do that, I hope that there is something that can bring you joy over the next week or 2. I will see you on Thursday next week, which will be Boxing Day. I do not do Boxing Day sales myself anymore. I worked in retail at Myer for a number of years. and Boxing Day was horrendous. I still remember the crowds that would come through and just trying to pick up bargains that, to be honest, weren't bargains. They perhaps are. Some of them are sort of bargains, but you can get them cheaper at other times of the year as well. Nothing that I'm looking for, so there's no need for me to head on in. So I'm going to hang around and podcast, perhaps do some knitting. I'd like to get some things off the needles for the start of the year, a couple of pairs of socks at least, that I really would like to get done. So until then, I'm going to leave you with some Christmas images from Australia and an Australian Christmas song. So until then, Uru, cheers, bye.
Across the plains one Christmas night